Good evening, everyone. Wild Rocket Health is here with you from this gorgeously wonderful planet Earth. This is the 10th Awakening Anniversary video series commemorating a whole decade of spiritual growth. In the previous two videos, I described in detail what happened during my near-death experience, as well as a subsequent spiritual awakening, what led up to that point, and the first 10 years of my new awakened state. So please go back and watch those videos if you haven't already and you're curious about what I went through, and more importantly, if you want to know how to apply some of the lessons I've learned throughout the last 10 years about becoming the most awesome version of yourself, about living your truest potential, please go back and watch the previous 31 to 32 parts, and the topics will help you greatly. We've come to the end of this video series. Thank you very much for your interest, for all your kind comments and all the likes and all of the positive feedback that I've received. I'm extremely grateful for all of it. And yeah, I'm very, very happy to conclude this video series with the most fitting end and the only possible way it can end, really, which is part 33, and it is on the third eye and the pineal gland, and what it means to have an open third eye, what it means to even have a pineal gland. What is the pineal gland? How can we use it? How can we activate it? I'll share with you as much as I can, and hopefully you can make the best use of it from the lessons which I'm about to teach you. First of all, the third eye. What is it? The third eye is the pineal gland, which is located in the center of the forehead. Now, the pineal gland does have known biological functions. It produces melatonin, which helps regulate our circadian rhythms, sleep cycles. There are mystical and occult and spiritual meanings of what the third eye is, and there are very practical ways we can tap into those. But before I do, I want to mention why the third eye is called the third eye and not just another gland or anatomical part of the brain. So when the pineal gland is producing melatonin, the eyes are directly involved in that. So the some of the light information that our eyes received is processed by the retina, and the pineal gland is quite dependent on the function of the two outward eyes in order to do its job properly. Now, after my spiritual awakening, as I mentioned, my third eye fully open. What does that mean? In a practical sense, it simply means that I have been able to see and feel things and to understand things way beyond their apparent meaning or their apparent 3D appearance. So in a practical sense, that means that the third eye gave me the ability to see other people's auras, to see beyond their words, to feel their entire, not just the mood that they're in, but to feel the entire history of what they might have been going through. And that doesn't just extend to individuals, but it also includes whole societies, whole communities, through being around people or places or communities. For example, walking down the street here in Istanbul in Turkey, even though I may not speak the language or know much about the personal lives of people, I can sense and feel in a very powerful way what they might have been through in life. I can get a sense of their upbringings, I can get a sense of the religion that they grew up with, their societal norms and conditioning. All of that became very clear, and obviously it gave me a very powerful way of viewing myself and the world. So that's my personal history with the pineal gland. How can we use the third eye? How can we activate it? Well, through meditation, through observing your body and the processes, and observing your feelings and observing them from a detached way can really help you without getting attached to your emotions or your moods. Observing what you're going through from a place of wonder and curiosity rather than from a place of, oh, what's wrong with me? Or rather than do it from a place of, I'm trying to fix something, or I'm trying to understand something, or I'm trying to achieve something. when you approach what you're going through in a state of wonder and curiosity and almost childlike play, that severely facilitates the ability for the third eye to do its job. So being aware of the fact that the third eye is there to help you perceive other realms, parallel realms of consciousness that exist along with the consensus reality we can see with our eyes, that we can perceive with our five senses. The sixth sense, hopefully you will begin to understand, is the activated third eye. And through activating it, it will help you understand your nature. It will help you understand the kind of aura that you have, that you're emitting out into the world. It will help you understand the energies of other people. It will help you empathize. And if you know how to consciously use it and direct it, you can observe yourself and what you're going through in other people without absorbing their energies. So, as I said, meditation, kindness, fasting helps. By fasting, I mean abstaining from solid fiber-based foods and going on as much liquids as you can. Detoxing the body can really help you bring the third eye into sharp focus. You become much more sensitive and aware to what you're feeling. Having a lighter body directly aids the third eye in doing its job. The third eye is there to help you see what the two eyes cannot directly see. And it's helped me a lot in really understanding everything that I'm going through without trying to label it, without trying to intellectualize it. I like to think of the two eyes in a spiritual analog as the heart, mind, and the third eye is your instinct. So your mind, your brain, processes information intellectually. It makes sense of the world using labels, terminology. It organizes everything. Your heart is the feeling state. Your heart governs your emotions, how you feel about certain things. It governs happiness and sadness. The third eye integrates both, but it's also beyond both. So we can call it the instinct, we can call it intuition. The third eye is responsible for that. So learning how to observe your emotions and observe your thoughts without getting attached to either of them. You process information through your brain, sure, you feel with your heart, sure, but then ultimately you pull back and you just let a gut sense. It's beyond an emotion, it's beyond a thought. Let the gut sense of what you feel you should do govern you. So for example, you get a job, you get 3 or 4 job offers. They all seem really great. How do you choose between them? Your brain will come up with all sorts of reasons why you should choose X, Y, Z. Your heart will have feelings about each of them. But the thoughts and the heart are very mercurial. They're very kind of, unpredictable. You might think one thing 1 minute and then change your mind the next. Same with your emotions. You might feel one way about a certain job offer and then another thing the next minute. So while they're useful for helping us navigate our feelings and thoughts, when it comes to making a decision, let the thoughts go, let the emotions go, let them pass, don't get attached to them, and then let this vague sense, this vague aura or bioluminescent sense of what you should do, and it's right because it's beyond emotion and it's beyond logic, and it's something that will persist in the way it pulls you towards it, regardless of what you're feeling or thinking at the time. That is your pineal gland at work. That's your third eye at work. So learning how to do that in making important life decisions is another very powerful way for activating your third eye. So there you have it. In meditation or in your day-to-day life, if you feel a throbbing sensation in the middle of my head, this happens to me sometimes, and it always happens to me at very specific times in my life. When I'm doing very well, when I'm following my truth, I'm my authentic person, I'm being very successful in my life, I will invariably feel that vibratory buzz in the center of my forehead, letting me know that I'm doing a good job and I should keep on this path. While you're meditating and you feel third eye buzzing, I highly recommend focusing on it and feeling the fullness of the buzz, and allow your physical vessel to download the relevant messages of the universe that will help you in deciding which next path to take. So there you have it. Thank you very, very much for sticking through to the end of this video series. This has been part 33, Third Eye and Pineal Gland. And yes, this concludes the 10th Awakening Anniversary video series. Thank you all for watching and tuning in. I really appreciate it. I will create more content for World Rocket Health in the near future. What form it takes remains to be seen. But until the next time, take good care of yourselves. This has been Wild Rocket Health here with you this evening.